Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. This is a festive period. What I mean is, Christmas is around the corner. You have to control what you hear. You seriously need to control what you hear. Okay, let's delve into the point. What do I mean by that? Christmas period is always the season everybody is looking forward to. At the same time, it is that season of the year people, if you're not very careful, falls into depression. Yes, a lot of people get depressed as Christmas is fast approaching. And that's the topic for today. We have to control what we hear this period. You have to do what I call it the trick to be able to control your own mind. Don't allow anyone to control your mind for you. When this season comes, everyone thinks, have I really achieved anything? Or the project mapped out in the beginning of the year, have I really achieved any or even two out of the project? You know, beginning of the year, there's always the spirit of this is what I'm going to do and I must make sure I achieve this, I achieve that. Then along the way, you may achieve them, you may not achieve them. Now, when Christmas starts approaching, depression tends to set in. It sets in because you keep thinking, I haven't built a house. I wasn't able to buy a new car. I couldn't even purchase the land. I haven't been able to do this. I haven't been able to do that. You know, bulky projects. Excuse me, guys. I just stopped somewhere. I need to get something. So many people must have gone for their passports, and more especially after spending those money and everything, you found out that at the end of the day, they weren't able to get their passports. A lot of people spend their money on visas. In the end, they weren't given visas. Many people have been working so hard to manage to buy a land. At the end, they couldn't even do anything on the land. Or the ones that plan to build, like, you know, where you are seeing your future, you are sure you are going to make it. At the end of the day, you weren't able to even get the land, talk more of building a house. So many things, so many problems. A lot of people at the same time, you are worried that you haven't even completed your last year's rent, you know, as somebody living in a rented house, and you promise yourself that you're going to do that this year and also pay for the one of that you're going to do it and also pay for the one of the year you're already into. In the end, it wasn't forthcoming. There's so many problems people are facing every day of their lives. So many problems. But all the same, it's not. It doesn't have to be the yardstick for you not to find joy and happiness in this Christmas. I don't care what problems we all have been passing through. For the fact that we were able to be alive to see that Christmas, we have to control our minds and change our mind to positive way of thinking and change everything about us in a positive way to be able to enjoy this Christmas. Because, you know, another thing is, you might be worrying yourself, crying and beating yourself so hard. Why all my mates are buying cars and building houses, all my mates have been traveling, all the people I know and their families have left the shores of this country, and I wasn't able to do anything. Even if you keep beating yourself from now to a generation to come, does it solve the problem? No, instead it worsens the problem, because negativity attracts negativity. That's the highest thing that will happen to you, and it's something you and I wouldn't want in our lives. So that's why I say control what you hear. No matter what you hear, achievements of other people, how they manage to build their houses, buy their cars, how they manage to travel, how they manage to buy furniture and everything. Control what you hear. You can hear and be appreciative of all those blessings in other people's life, but do not allow it to make you depressed. Do not allow it to get to you in the way that you see yourself as a failure. No one is a failure. Even that person you think is a failure is not a failure. Did you hear me? No one is a failure. Come to think of it, why would you even look at yourself as a failure? For example, you're a parent, you have kids. I don't care what you do to feed them, but you work so tirelessly and your children manage to be feeding. I don't care if it's a once in a day, talk more of 3 times in a day, but you still manage to be feeding your children. You still manage to clothe your children. I don't care if you've been begging for clothes and receiving clothes from people. You still manage to pay their school fees. Why would you look at yourself like a failure? Now, for example, you're a youth. You're not married, you don't have children, but you find yourself still toiling, still working hard, still schooling, no matter the hardship you face in school, but you are still pushing on. You are still schooling, irrespective of the conditions around you. You are not a failure. No one is a failure. No one is a failure. So when Christmas is approaching, it's always a very delicate period in everybody's life. It's always a period one uses to reflect on his or her life, to look at the things he has done or the things he couldn't able to achieve. Even at that, you are not a failure and can never ever be a failure. No one is a failure. So let's be careful. Let's be careful, because we run away from sicknesses in our lives, but at the same time, we are the people that attract all these sicknesses by unnecessarily putting pressure on our body. The truth is, if you cannot achieve that which you were looking up to achieve, you can always achieve it some other time. You can always work hard to see yourself achieving that. But do not allow anything to kill your joy this Christmas. Because be expecting news from here and there. Okay, because of this festive season, some choose to be stealing just to impress. Some choose to do a lot of things through diabolical means just to impress. And the thing you need to know is, after the 25th of that day called Christmas Day, 26th, the food we eat on 26th are the leftovers of 25th, whether you like it or not. For those ones who even cooked fresh food, the fresh food you are cooking might be something you left yesterday and you decided to bring it out to cook on the 25th. But majority, what we all normally eat on the 26th is always that leftover on 25th, before the new year, when people will now decide to kill other fresh meats to celebrate it. Even if you buy all these things, they are good. For you who couldn't achieve it, be happy for those who achieve it. But do not beat yourself so hard and call yourself unfortunate ones. Talk more of calling yourself a useless fellow, all because you couldn't achieve what others achieved. Who told you you haven't achieved anything? All I'm trying to tell us here is we have to be careful this season, because this season carries a lot with it. It carries depression with it. It carries anxiety. It carries fear of unknown. It carries a lot of negativity when it's actually supposed to be a positive period of everybody's life. That is, if you're a Christian who celebrates Christmas. Do not attract high blood pressure for yourself. Do not attract stroke for yourself. Do not attract so many other illnesses that has to do with overthinking to yourself. Wherever you are, if you're a woman looking at me right now, you are somebody. You have achieved a lot in your life. I want you to care less about what negative people say of you. I want you to care less about what other people who doesn't know where you are coming from, who doesn't know what you've been into, where you have been and where you are going. Do not allow them to cause depression into your life. You are strong, you are powerful, you are a hard worker. So if you hear something good that happened for other people, genuinely be happy for them. Genuinely be happy for them. Then if you don't have exactly what they have, that's okay. That's fine. You can always get it. Anyone can always have something good, so long as there's life. The only person who is at loss is whoever that is dead, because a dead person doesn't have the ability to struggle again to acquire anything he or she wants. So for as long as God has kept you from January to this day, be very happy. Know it that when you have life and good health, you will always achieve anything you want to achieve in this world. So control what you hear, accept it in good faith, be positive about your own life, and don't beat yourself so hard that you're a failure. You are not a failure. Control your mind, because what your mind absorbs determines how your life will be. If your mind keeps absorbing only the negative things, you find yourself living a negative life. Nobody wants that. So control your mind and control what you hear. Always make sure you believe in positivity. Always make sure that you can always achieve whatever you want to achieve. Just put in a little effort in it, just a little effort, and God will do the rest for you. So Christmas period is supposed to be a period that all of us should be happy, and not a period all of us should be sad. You shouldn't soil your hand just to impress, and at the end of the day, what next? Another person by the side will also have that same thing which you've already acquired by soiling your hand without soiling his or her hand. Then what's the point? What's the point? So let's try and imbibe joy in this Christmas. Let's try and be happy in this Christmas. Anything you have to eat with your family members, eat it in good faith. Eat it with joy and every happiness in your heart. The most important thing in this festive period is even family. Yes, your children, your family, generally your family. When everybody is in good health and in good shape, what more can we ask God? Yeah, we all hope to have the best things of life, but whereby you couldn't achieve some of them which you mapped out in the beginning of the year, you can always achieve it. Just be grateful to God. Whatever food you have, eat. Rejoice. It's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day. Unfortunately, in the world of today, Christmas is now a period so many bad things happen. It is now a period, a lot of killings goes on. It is now a period, there are so many ritualists trying to use one another just for money. It is now a period that is so scary that you wouldn't even want to be part of it. It is now a period that people are so scared of going out. Meanwhile, growing up in our days, Christmas is a period we go out, we learn how to dance, we bring out our music, we rejoice, we celebrate. We watch masquerade, parading the streets. Nobody is thinking of evil for another. That was when my childhood days. It was like that. People go out after eating their food. People go out to look around. People mingle with friends. People are happy. You can go to your neighbor's house and eat, and your neighbor will come to your house and eat. It's no longer that way now. Instead, Christmas has turned around to be a nightmare. Why should it be so? Even if the evil ones have managed to turn Christmas around to become something of evil, you within your vicinity, within your mind, within yourself, make your Christmas to be a very pleasant one. So let's not always be scared because the festive period is coming so close, and you start thinking, what have I achieved? What have I haven't gotten anything. What will I tell the people in the village? My mates are building houses. My mates are buying cars. My mates are traveling. My mates are having babies for the ones who are still looking for a child. And so what about that? it is not your time to have yours. When it's your time, nothing can stop it. Not even the devil can stop it. No one can stop it when it's your time to get that which you've been praying for. So I want us to be careful this period. Embrace it with joy. Embrace it with peace. Control what you hear. Control your mind. Live in a positive way. Think only positively. Whatever it is you hear, do not allow it to hurt you. Instead, you can be happy for the ones you can be happy about, or you choose to keep yourself mute. But just be careful not to attract that high blood pressure and the rest of them. Be careful, okay? Before you know it, we're going to move on to the next year, and the year will begin all over again. And everyone, even the ones who kill, even the ones who manipulated people, even the ones who does every negative thing, you see, all of us will start all over again. All of us will start all over again to start toiling, struggling, hustling. Now in the end, you see, everybody is still same. Everybody is still pursuing dreams. No one can come out to say, I have pursued enough, I am better than you. No one will say that. Even the most richest of them all, by New Year, everybody will go back to what they used to do and start struggling and hustling again. And you'll be inclusive. So enjoy this Christmas in peace. Remember, control your mind, control what you hear, live in positivity, live in peace and harmony. Celebrate with your family members. If you people gather together and no one is found wanting, it is a thing to give God the glory. So thank you so much for watching. If you know you enjoyed this video, remember to press on that bell notification for me, okay? Make sure you give me a thumbs up. I want you guys to always come in. Let's continue to interact. On my next video, I'm gonna talk about how one of the ways you can cleanse and usher in a new month in your life. That is the month of December. Remember, month of December is coming. I mean, we're already in the end of November. So continue to cleanse your doors spiritually. That's what I mean. We're going to talk about that in my next video. But until then, it is bye from me to you. Thanks for watching.